And sort of I was blown away and I said, what? And she said, no, your job for me is to have closure for my family. 35 years later or whatever it's been, they're still grieving. They're still bringing it up. And she said, I want closure. I want my family to have that. And, you know, that's what it did. But also at the same time, there was a good result on the other scale with that one. So, yeah, and I thought, well, okay, that's what the soul wanted. It wasn't to find the mood because, you know, that person's got another job or whatever. And it's not up to us to find people. That's God's will, isn't it? If we're meant to, we will, and if we're not meant to, we won't.
Let go, let God.
Yeah, so it's been a fascinating program, and I've learnt so much because I question all the time. I want to learn, I want to understand. And, I mean, I'm not very good at, you know, this educational side of the human reality, but I'm really good at learning through spirit. Yeah, so it's been a fantastic journey and I hope it continues.
Well, when you say you've been learning, what have you been learning from it?
Oh, learning what happens to missing people.
What do you know now that you didn't know 2 years ago when you had?
What don't I know? Well, one is what happens to missing people, why we can't find them. Do you want to know why? Oh, okay. I question that one, and because I get frustrated. And, well, you know, we can find some, but not all of them. And there's thousands of people go missing a year. I think it's 18,000 people a year that we don't find, or something. Right? It's quite a enormous amount of people. And I asked Spirit, and they said to me, well, actually, they didn't actually say it to me. They took me. I was in meditation, and they took me to this realm, and all I could see was blue all around. It was beautiful, healing blue, and that's what blue represents, healing. And there were these white blobs everywhere, you know, little mists, but they were singular ones. And they were actually the souls of missing people. So what happens, then I was informed that when someone has a traumatic or trauma at their death time and the soul can't handle it, it goes into shock and fear. So it can't do the transition from human reality into spirit clearly and nicely. It's like they can get stuck. So these ones they take out of the body, the soul comes out of the body and the angels take them and it's like they give them a general anaesthetic and puts them to sleep. And under that sleep, they're doing their healing process on them. Right?
Okay,
Same as a general anaesthetic. Right? Yes. We have general anaesthetics on earth, and what do? They heal, they operate. It's like that, but in the spirit realms. So from the trauma, they're trying to clear that up for the soul to wake up. Some souls will heal very quickly, some souls may take our time, hundreds of years, 50 years. There's no timing out there. So, you know, when it's healed, it will heal and it will wake up. Now, your body is your body. No one owns your body except you and your soul and the energy of the universe, but no other person does. So no one else has got a say of when we find your body. Only your soul has. So if your soul's in under a general anaesthetic, they're not going to tell us, are they? Because they're asleep.
True.
And that fascinated me, and I went, wow. Now, and it made sense. Why can't we find the bodies? And a lot of our work also is the jigsaw. You know, people expect clairvoyants to know everything, or mediums, or whatever you want to call us, psychics to know absolutely everything. Well, we don't. We only know what we get told from the spirit realms, or what we learn, you know, through different experiences with them. And yeah, so that's one thing I did learn that fascinates me. I've learned a lot, actually.
Okay, well, let's go to the jigsaw. Let's go to the jigsaw. So let's just say there's a jigsaw. Yeah. Do you get roughly 20%, 40% of
the jigsaw puzzle?
The jigsaw? Is there a, you know, or does it vary
varies
on the person or the situation?
It actually varies, because some people you can't read. For one, if you're a skeptic, you'll have a wall up in front of you because you've chosen, I don't want to believe, I don't want to know, or I fear it, or whatever the case may be. And they build invisible walls, energetic walls. So I have to break down that wall, and sometimes it's like, oh, for heaven's sake, I just feel like getting a chisel and go, once I get a little gap and get in there, I'm on a roll. But if that person has got wall after wall after wall, they don't want to know. You're wrong no matter what. You can't get in. It's so hard. So those you might get like 20%. If you've got someone that says, okay, I'll be open to it and see what happens, and they're a bit more relaxed about it, and force giving in energetic-wise, you know, it's sort of like hard to explain, I suppose, but just be open to it and not just shut it down. Then we get the percentage, the high percentage, of course. And, you know, my feedback from people, I mean, I've got the same clients coming back after the last 10, 15 years. So, I mean, I must be pretty good if they keep coming back. And, yeah.
Okay, we'll take a break and come back and find out some more, actually, of your journey. Okay. So stay with us. It gets very interesting, I'm sure.